Hello guys and welcome to episode 2 of Redstone for Beginners. I'm King Happy and today's topic is Redstone and train tracks. So we'll start off at the beginning. Here is your normal rail track. You can manipulate this to change directions, like so. When you break rail track, it will stay where it was before. So you can use it as decorative if you really want to. You can go around in circles, so you can do whatever you want with that. So you can make it, if you want your train track to be the other way, you can then just change it like this. So, next bit is powered track. Here it's unpowered. We will go over how to power it and what you can do with it afterwards. Here's detector rail. Last time we did pressure pads, so it's basically the same, but for tracks. So as you see, it acts straight as a pressure pad and it gives out a redstone signal. You can trap minecarts, so you can store them or you can put mobs in them or all sorts of things. And this is just by putting a piece of track on the bottom and they'll stay on it. If you do this and then break the track, then it can get a bit messy and it can wander around, so you don't want it moving around, so you can just place it in and it gets stuck. Same way as you can do it to do staircase stuff with it, but we won't do it on this one. Here's a chest one, and here's a minecart with a furnace in. So we'll push these ones back to the beginning and we'll explain what they all do. So, furnaces, you can power them, so they're basically trains for, basically steam trains if you want to go for that way. When you put coal in them, they power up and they go forward. So we'll show you that here. So, these are all just switches, you've seen this before, and it just powers a piece of redstone rail there, so it's very simple. Your normal cart will move that far, just one piece of redstone. And this one, we will just push it. It's not powering itself, we're just powering the cart itself. So there you see, in Minecraft there is actually weights. So this one's heavier than that one, so therefore it goes slower on the same amount of power. Here is a chest cart. Now this one, the chest doesn't actually weigh anything, so it will go the same distance as the normal minecart. And then over here, we'll do a quick test of seeing how redstone power works. So, we'll grab these ones and we'll put them here. So, both identical startings, but on this side there is same power strips for redstone track, which will speed it up. So you can see the difference here, like so. So that way, if you put them close together, they'll go faster. Further away, they'll go slower. The most efficient way is to put a redstone track every 15 or so blocks. It doesn't let you go too slow, but it's more efficient with the redstone because gold is much harder to get than iron. And here is just a dispenser. We've seen this last time as well. So when I push it, out comes a minecart. Then you can do other things to it, so you can push another button and then power it, all sorts of things. Here we're going to show you a few applications with this, so we can turn the sound up. And that's just a quick example of seeing what you can do with detector rails. So you can put them around your areas, you can put lights around, and all sorts of things. We're going to go quickly on to how to power redstone track. So, redstone torch, obviously, very easy. We've seen this one before. You use a button, powers it only momentarily. And you have a switch here, which turns it off or on, which is quite useful. Also on servers and things, if you do struggle with lag, because these ones have particles, they use up more memory than switches, because they don't give off any particles. So you can put these to power your tracks. That's why on my LP I have these around, although for this PC it doesn't actually make a difference, but it's a nice thing to do. So here we go, normal pressure pad, as you saw before. This one doesn't do the same as what we covered last time. And again, the way of it, powering it is through tripwire. So you can put this at any level, and when you go through it, it can power it, so it's just a way of doing that. Here is how to change rail directions. So on rail can only be going left or right at a T-junction. There's no other possible way of doing it. So we put a minecart here, and you can see first it's going to go left, like so. And also minecarts, when track goes forward it has momentum, so it can then fall onto the next piece of track. you can put gaps and do jumps and things, and they all connect. So we'll just change the direction on this, so it goes back. As you can see, left, right. It's just changing the power on the piece of track. Here's a different example. This one is using a redstone torch and an inverter. We will cover inverters and things next time. We're going to do a whole one on logic gates, which is one of the main parts of it, and we also do vertical wiring things in that. But here we're just doing a quick inverter to power this. So left, right. Just showing you can do this from a long distance away. So if you go back at base, you can change the direction of the track to go a different area. So that's really good to doing that. And here we go, here's another bit. Here's the detector rail. Here's where you shouldn't really use detector rail. In place of this bit here, it's then going to, when you think go on here, it will change that direction. So it has a couple of applications, but not really used. So here it will change back, and then it will come back again. So that's how you do that. We saw before you can use detector rails to light up things like this. So if you're going down a nice tunnel or something, you can have lights that turn on only when you're there, which are quite cool and effective. Here we're going to show you to move minecarts along. So these are like little stations. So if I put a mob in it, if I can get him in, so just, oh, forget them. You can do this with breeding things, that's why I was trying to put the cowl in it, because, let's get him in. There you are. So, I didn't need to push it there because it was over that one. So, you can do breeding arrays and things like that, so you can get mobs trapped in minecarts. When he comes up here, he gets hit here. This stops the momentum. Glass block here, mobs cannot be hurt through glass. Same with any other transparent block. So things like pistons, as in normal unsticky ones, and things like that. So you can have a station coming down. When the mob comes here, it gets stopped directly on here. Therefore you can then power it again, like so. So you can have whole arrays, so you can send things away and then bring them back on stages without having to do anything in between. And here's a way of doing your tracks. Now, in the new update for 1.3, you can now put track on half slabs, but only on the top half. See, this is the bottom half, and you cannot put it on. There's the top half, so we just do double block here. You can then put it on. And this is just firing back and forth so you can see them. So you can get different mobs in them. That's an empty one, of course. Villager, mushroom, pig, chicken, wolf, sheep, cow, and that one should be a cat. But the cat does disappear a lot. So we'll try and dump it back in. This will show you how to get things into it. So you can either place a minecart directly underneath a mob, like I did over there, or you can push them into it. So this way the minecarts can go into the cat. And that one didn't work. There you are. So that's how you can do it. And normally things like my villager spawners that are on my server LP, you can go look at that, and I've got some tutorials on that. You'll see how I get villagers into minecarts automatically. Here is a little application of pistons. Now, sticky pistons can actually hold rail. They can't do it from below because they break it, but you can do it from the sides. So you put a minecart on here. Say you want a secret little movement, so you get into the minecart and you then push the button, which is this one here. We'll just show you what it does. This one will move it out, then it will power the redstone track, and then it will move it along because it's against the block. When it's against the block, it will push it the opposite way. As you, it's not actually on the track. Hang on. There you are. No, you're not. It's broken. There you are. It wasn't going on properly. And this one is the detector rail, which then just turns the piston on. So you can have different ways of doing it. So you could come here with a massive gap going down to nothing, but then you can have your minecart coming along, and then just last moment you can be caught. You had to have a block underneath it. Sorry about that. Let's try it one more time and then we'll move on. So you can come up this way. You can go to fall off the edge, and then you can be moved somewhere else, on a different track. So over here, it's a little station. These ones I use quite a lot in my LP. I do a slightly different design, but you can make it so they can go down to the bottom. But in this way, you can have it so they keep going that way, and you can come back. So there you are. It's one way of doing it, one application. I know today we've only done the basics, but that's what it is at the moment. Soon we'll be going on to more complicated things, and once we've covered all the basics, so once we've covered the logic gates and stuff, we can then do applications with all of them together. And as always, the map download is in the description, and make sure you're subscribed if you're not, so you can see these in the future. We will be doing rather advanced stuff eventually in 2 or 3 episodes time, so I'd love you to implement these into your world. And as always, I've been King Happy, and thank you for watching.